Okay. Hi, how are you? Remember I said we were going to try to do a live update from Lake Quinault Lodge? Well, guess where we are, Lake Quinault Lodge. I've been coming here since I first came to Washington almost 20 years ago. And this was one of my first destinations. So I really like this place. And of course I'm drawn here because of some of the history, the paranormal history. And I'm going to talk about a couple of those things. I know some of you thought we were going to have a live interview with a ghost or a live interview with Bigfoot. Well, the paranormal doesn't work that way. So second best would be some stories. One of the first ghost stories I heard about Lake Quinault Lodge involved a ghost whose name allegedly is Beverly. And that ghost's name is synonymous with ghost stories about what goes on here at Lake Quinault. Allegedly, back in the early 1900s, when Lake Quinault Lodge was first built, there was a fire in the original structure, and one of the housekeepers, whose name was Beverly, was killed in that fire. She suffocated in the attic, and she's the ghost that frequently is most talked about here at Lake Quinault. If you talk, depending upon who you talk to, you find some people who really believe that Beverly exists, and then there are people who that believe this is a story that's told here at Lake Quinault. We did talk to somebody tonight who is one of the wait staff, and that person said that as far as he was concerned, Beverly was just kind of a legend here at Lake Quinault and not any kind of a ghost. We also talked with another wait person who said that she found herself in a situation where she was alone here at night in the kitchen, and nobody else was here, and someone kept turning off the lights, and there was nobody that she could point to and say, well, that person is doing that. So whether Beverly exists or not, it's a good story, a story about tragedy and someone who dies tragically in a fire. But as to whether or not there's truly a ghost, I guess that remains to be seen. The other two stories I want to tell you about have to do with Sasquatch sightings. And both of these stories are taken from the case files of the BFRO, Bigfoot Field Research Organization. And one of the interesting things you find out when you look at that case files as far as this area of Washington, that within Washington State, there are two counties, Grace Harbor County, which is where we're at, and the other county would be Lewis County, which account for about 80-some documented Sasquatch sightings. And I'm going to tell you about a couple of the Sasquatch sightings that were done here within a couple miles of the Lake Quinault Lodge. The first one had to do with the person who was the postman here in Lake Quinault. So this goes back to about 2008. This guy was about 10 o'clock in the morning, and he was doing his mail run and just kind of going down the street, probably about an eighth of a mile from where we're at now in the main lobby of the lodge. And he sees off to the right some kind of big hairy thing. That's usually how it starts out with Sasquatch reports. And he thinks, first of all, it might be a bear. But then he realizes that this bear, or whatever he thinks it is standing next to a big tree. And that tree, it's actually the stump of a tree. And that tree stump is over 6 feet tall. And this seems to be, whatever this is, seems to be 2 feet taller than the stump that he's looking at. So that would make whatever he's looking at about 8 feet tall. When he gets closer in his mail truck, this thing moves, and he realizes it's not a bear because it's moving like a human would move. He describes it as something really large, obviously, with dark black hair, and all of a sudden he's pretty sure that he's looking at something he's never seen before. He was able to take a picture of this, and if you go on the BFRO website and you look at the case record dealing with the mailman in Quinault, you'll find that picture, but it's like a lot of other pictures that have to do with Sasquatch. I would probably describe it as being more of a blob squatch, because it's just kind of an undefined, black mass. However, he also drew a picture of what he saw, and that picture is very interesting, and it doesn't look like a bear. It looks like it must be some kind of a strange creature, most likely a Sasquatch. So that's the first sighting, and I said that occurred in 2008 and occurred pretty close to where we're at right now in the lodge. The other one I want to mention, Sasquatch story, happened to 3 women, all related, a mother, a daughter, and an aunt who had just had lunch here at Lake Quinault Lodge and decided to go toward Mo Cliffs. So they were going out in the direction of the Quinault fish hatchery, and as they were riding along in their truck, they come around the bend, and guess what? They see this huge creature just kind of loping along by the side of the road. They too were pretty good artists, and the daughter, who was riding on the farthest passenger side, decided to draw a picture of this thing, and that picture is also on the VFRO website. And I'll post both the pictures taken by the mailman and the pictures taken by the mother, daughter, and aunt. And what they described was a creature who had kind of brown hair. According to their report, it towered above their pickup, and the height of their pickup was like, the cab was 6 feet. So this must have been anywhere from 7 to 8 feet tall. And like I said, there's a picture that I've included on my Facebook page of what that person drew. The interesting thing is that the person who drew the picture also had a camera with her. So the question became, why didn't you simply take a picture of this huge creature? And like so many people, their response was that they saw something so strange and so unusual that they just couldn't comprehend what they were looking at, and therefore didn't even think of taking a picture. So those are two Sasquatch stories that are common to this area, just one or two, many. As a matter of fact, if you go on the VFRO website, there are statements made that there are more Sasquatch sightings, documented Sasquatch sightings around Quinault Lodge and the contiguous area of the lake than there are in North America. So this sounds like Sasquatch Central. Anyway, that's a little bit of history. That's our little bit of live report from Lake Quinault Lodge, dealing with the legend of Beverly, which could be a ghost that inhabits the lodge, and then a couple of stories that have to do with Sasquatch sightings in the area. So hopefully these reports will cause you to want to come up here and visit. I mean, this area is just such a beautiful place. Once you've been here, it's hard not to be here. So that's our little update from Lake Quinault Lodge. Next time we do this, maybe we'll do it when we go to the Heathman in Portland, Oregon. And just as an acknowledgement, I want to dedicate this report to Gary Olson. Gary Olson is a friend of ours that lived at the Lark, and he recently passed. So we want to do this little report in memory of him. And many thanks to Cynthia Chase, my comrade in arms here, who's doing all this photography. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you again with another update from some other interesting place.